I see you back in, DJ. On the camera. I see you back in on the camera when you bend over.
All right, Mr. Jackson. All right, hi, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought to our detention facility, you have to see a judge within 2 business days to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days thereafter. So let's look at it. You're 14 years old, and this started 10. You were brought in, but it was dismissed. Then last year, so you're at that point 15, assault, family violence that you were placed on probation for, just back in March. And then in April, you were brought in on a robbery charge, which you got probation. So you were on probation for assault. Then you were arrested for unauthorized use of motor vehicle in March. You were let out. In April, you were brought in for robbery. You're put on probation for the stolen car and the robbery. And then now, let's see, report. 2 days ago, on July 6th, officers were dispatched to a robbery. The victim was contacted, said that she and 2 of her friends met in a parking lot, along with another female from the complex unknown to the victim. They were met by a male who was later identified as Leroy Jackson, a male named Chris, who was reported the boyfriend of one of the victim's friends, and an unidentified male. I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson, I want to let you know, throughout this process, it's just to decide whether to keep you in custody or release you. This is not your trial. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right. Yeah. The suspects pulled the backpack with enough force to rip one of the straps, which caused abrasions to the victim's elbow. They were unable to take the backpack, so they fled on foot. When the victim was walking back to the scene with the officers, a witness said one of the suspects may have ran into 217 West Alexander. The victim remained downstairs while the officers contacted Sarah and Leroy Jackson. So, Ms. Cruz, I'm assuming those are the parents? You're on mute, Ms. Cruz.
I'm sorry. Sarah Jackson is his mother.
Okay. Leroy asked what he was doing prior to the officers contacting him. Leroy claimed that he was walking in the area and observed a group of people, said hello, but he doesn't know them. Leroy claimed that he went to socialize. When he got there, they all scattered. Officer said the mother, victim, and the witness identified Leroy. Leroy denied possession of the phone. Victim was 100% positive Leroy was the person who stole her phone.
Judge Kim?
Yes?
They weren't able to do the UA until this morning, so he was positive for marijuana as well.
Okay. So how was the victim 100% positive? Leroy was the person? Did they do a lineup or?
She knows him from school apparently.
But did she, I mean, how do we know that though? How do we know that she knows?
We don't, nothing other than the police report. That's how they stated in the police report.
The police report should say how she said.
Yeah, they just said that she knew him, and that was pretty limited, so.
Like, did she say that she saw him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's what was missing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So, Leroy, you were on probation for assault, placed on probation in March. Then, I guess 3 days after you're put on probation, you get picked up for stealing a car. For some reason, you got put on probation again a month. While that stolen car case is pending, you get arrested for robbery, which then you get placed on probation. And then now we're here for another robbery. So, and you're smoking weed while you're on probation. Really, I don't think you're getting it. I think you're an absolute danger to the community. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order you detained. Mary, let's make a note. Do not release this child without district judge permission. All right, and let's go ahead and start a placement search for Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir. We're going to resource staff him.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. All right,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jackson, so I'm detaining you. I think you're a danger to yourself and others. I have to make sure you understand you're on felony probation already. You know what TJJD is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you understand that is an option in your case because this is a felony. And so I'm going to do everything I can to keep you from going to TJJD, but this also depends on what you're doing as well. So if you're here and you're misbehaving, causing problems, you're kind of taking away options from me about letting you go and keep you in the community. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got to keep your behavior level up, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
I don't know.
Case number?
Is it froze up?
Leroy Jackson? Oh, Payslip, there we go. All right, Mr. Jones. Hello, sir. I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day detention hearing. You've been here 10 days, so I have to decide whether to release you or keep you in custody. If I keep you in custody, you have to see a judge every 10 days after this. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney, and Mr. Adeniji has been previously appointed your attorney. This is the case where there was a sleepover, and the resident and Mr. Jones allegedly decided to rob the resident's parents and boyfriend. So they're saying Mr. Jones shot him while he was sleeping and took his phone. This is the one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And he was positive for marijuana when he came in. And so, Mr. Jones, I take situations where guns and kids are used with the utmost seriousness. They give me the most concern. All right. The fact that somebody has died in this case gives me even more concern. So at this point, I'm not comfortable letting you go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and order you detained. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Anthony Lopez. All right, Mr. Lopez, I'm Judge Kim. The law says when a child is brought to our detention facility, you have to see a judge within 2 business days, and I have to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, you have to see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. I'll let you know you have the right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. You have a right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. All right, Mr. Lopez, you just turned 17 yesterday.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this all started, you were 16. Bunch of burglary of vehicles, burglary of habitations, criminal mischiefs, organized crime. They were all refused.
Those were when I was 16.
Yes, sir, when you were 16.
Yeah.
So, all right, so the DA rejected, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 counts of different types of burglaries, thefts, and criminal mischief. I don't know, maybe something wasn't there. So we released you on a 10-day detention hearing. April 17th, I issued a warrant for you because you cut off your electronic monitor. So yesterday about 4 o'clock, police were patrolling Northeast Mall. We saw a vehicle that matched a Bolo from Hearst PD. Seems like the vehicle been involved with numerous robberies with weapons. 30 minutes later, 3 males exited Dillard's, got into the car. Police lit up their lights, siren, all 3 passengers exited, ran for the police. Anthony was the driver of the vehicle, stopped when the officers gave verbal commands, placed in handcuffs. Passenger was apprehended in the parking lot. Third passenger, Anthony's cousin, was apprehended inside of Dillard's. Xavier had $825 in cash. In the back seat, there was a digital scale with marijuana residue. First PD's investigating robbery from the day before. Alton City and Fort Worth PD have been looking into the vehicle and suspects in reference to robberies and carjacking cases. Back in last October, you referred for an assault case. According to a report in September, Anthony and 2 other boys went to the victim's house. They started yelling at the victim to come out to fight. They went to fight over something from social media. So the victim exited the home by the back door, walked around to see who was yelling. Anthony and two boys jumped the fence. And then one of the boys with Anthony started hitting the victim in the face with a closed fist. The victim slipped and fell. The one boy began kneeing and kicking the victim. Anthony jumped in and kicked the victim several times. The victim had a broken nose, which required surgeries, and had other injuries. And you failed to appear to court on February 6th. And you're positive for marijuana. All right, Anthony, so I'm gonna spell this one out for you. All right, so you have a pending case. You didn't show up for court when you're supposed to show up for court. You cut off your electronic monitor, which is one of the conditions of your release. Now you're picked up. You're also smoking weed while you have a pending case. And you're picked up in a car that is wanted for several burglaries, which you were brought in for on 17 other times that you were released. If you refuse those cases, they may reopen them.
Yeah.
Anyways, my deal is I'm not going to let you go on this assault because you didn't show up to court. All right. I mean, the whole idea of letting you go. February. Yeah, you're supposed to show up to court in February.
My stepmom has the video there's the footage of the
Did you have video footage of you showing up to court?
Nah, of the
Okay, that's what I need. You didn't show up to court. If I let you go, it's because you're supposed to show up to court. You don't show up to court, I don't let you go because you have to come to court. All right. You also cut off your electronic monitor, so now in the future it makes it a lot harder to let you go on electronic monitor. I'm also going to let you know that you're 17 years old now. So I want to let you know that the law says when you're 17, you can be kept either at the juvenile facility or in the downtown jail. All right. Now it's my option, and it's my choice. I will let you stay here at Kimbo as long as you are setting the example for the other kids.
Yes, sir.
So unless you're staying at level 1O or level 1A, then you can stay here. If you get below a level 1A, I'm just going to have you move downtown. Okay? I'm not going to deal with it. You need to be an example. You need to show the other kids back here how to follow the rules, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't have much patience with this. You're 17 now. So I expect you to do everything right. If you don't, you can just wait out your case in the county lockup. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
all
sir.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, Judge. This is Hamida. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you, Judge. I just want to say that I did appear for my client. And if I'm not mistaken, he showed up in February and was put on an electronic monitor and then cut it off in April. So,
Great.
but
I see that shooting. Hold on. Ms. Abdel Halak. So connection issue from where? From back there? In detention?
Came in and said they were having a connection issue, but you were talking to him, so I was like,
Yeah, I hear him. He was hearing me.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Halak,
yes, sir.
says that Judge Porter issued a DTA for failure to appear to court on February 6th.
Okay, I just had some. Okay.
He cut off the monitor on April 17th.
And I just have something different. It says on the 24th of February, he was released on an electronic monitor. That's what I have on my paper. So that's the only reason I questioned it. So it's different, huh? From what I have.
He missed court on February 6th. We issued a warrant for him. He was picked up. He was brought in. We released him on electronic monitor. Then he cut off his electronic monitor.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's correct. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Lopez, make sure if your behavior level drops, I will take you downtown, okay?
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I see the parents here.
are we getting ready to start?
Yes. Yes, I'll wait and see what the parents say. Make sure they're connected.
That's my cousin's kid. I mean, that's my I know him, but that's not my kid.
Oh, okay.
But my kid just got up, so are we through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Miss Guerrero still here? No, she may have left. Was somebody covering for Miss Guerrero, or Anthony Lopez?
Your Honor, no, she was present. I can get her if you need her.
No, can you just pass on a message?
Yes.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
would like for Anthony Lopez to have no contact or no affiliation with his cousin Xavier Lopez in our detention facility.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I just want that. If they're commiserating at all, then I just need to move them downtown. I want to keep them separated.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Marie doesn't always wear glasses, does she? Okay. All right, Xavier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing.
Hello, sir.
So are you Xavier's mom?
Yes,
Are
that's
you
Miss Jones, Judge.
That's Miss Jones?
Yes, Jody Jones.
So whose mother is in the parents' room?
That's Xavier's mom.
Okay, that is Xavier's mom. So you're
Yes,
Xavier's
ma'am.
mom. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, we were having some connection problems. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. You keep cutting out. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We were having some connection problems. Yeah. You know, let's go ahead. Can we get the
Spare one?
if you just get the laptop from Judge Porter's courtroom and just move it into the parents' courtroom,
Right.
that one's connected already. You should just be able to walk it over.
Okay.
And I want to make sure the parents are able to participate in this. And so we're having problems with one of the connections in the parents' courtroom. We're going to try and bring another laptop in there, see how it works. So we'll just, oh, she's already bringing it.
Oh, is she?
She's got hers.
She forgot her place?
Okay, Judge, we're here.
All right. Can you, let's see.
I gotta cut this one off.
There we go. All right. Mom, can you hear me better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tilt that screen a little bit so I can't really see you. There we go. Thank you. All right. So Xavier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of the hearing is to make a decision to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says that you have to see a judge within 10 business days to make the decision to keep you or to release you. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, so yesterday, about 4:15, Northeast Mall, this is the one with Anthony Lopez. Police officer lit up the car with a bolo and everyone ran. So they asked for dispatch. They sent additional officers. And one suspect vehicle involved in numerous robberies associated with weapons. So about 4:45, 3 males exited. They ran. And the back passenger, Xavier, had run back into Dillard's. Xavier was located under the table in front of the cash register in the children's shoe store. During the search, they found a large amount of money in his pockets, $826, which was seized as evidence. When they asked him his name, he gave the name Eli Ruiz, and they found out later on his real name. So they charged him with evading arrest and failed to ID. And this is one also, I guess, with the 17 cases of burglaries, criminal mischief, engaged in organized crime. Currently on DPP for 8 counts of burglary of a motor vehicle and criminal mischief. He was on EM, but successfully discharged. and he refused to take a UA. And he is $546.61 behind on paying restitution as part of his DPP. How does, $546.61. So, Mr. Wynn, I'm kind of curious. We can give deferred prosecution for 8 counts of burglary of a motor vehicle?
I can't answer that, Your Honor. I received the case on June 10th. Just like that.
See, this is the kind of thing that is going to get intake taken away from JPD and put with the DA's office. All right, Xavier, I'm going to let you know. It seems like, well, here's the thing. You can refuse a UA, but I'm just assuming you're dirty. That's the only reason why you refuse it.
Sir.
So I'm looking at your case. You're on DPP. You had a chance to make this all go away, but you chose not to. You had your restitution. You're not paying that. Now you're running from the police, giving fake names, and hiding under a table like a coward. Like, they got you. You're really hiding under the coward, like a coward under a table in a shoe section. That's where your life has gone to. I think it's time you rethink your life decisions. If you get to the point where you're in a children's shoe section running from the police, you probably made some pretty poor decisions. All right. So anyways, at this point, I'm detaining you. I'm worried about the other robberies that you're allegedly to have been involved in. I'm really not even inclined to release you until that restitution is paid. You made that agreement, and so I think y'all need to pay it. So just to let you know what I'm looking at, Mom. All right?
Can I say something, Judge?
Yes.
We're not behind on the restitution. Our first payment's not due until I think tomorrow for $91. We're on a payment plan for that, sir.
So how much have you paid in?
We have our first payment's due not till July the 10th, which is tomorrow. It's due for $91.
So this case is, he just got put on DPP and he's already running from the police and giving fake info?
Yes, Your Honor. He got placed on June the 10th, and I think they have about a month before they make the first month.
Yeah, but we're not behind on the restitution.
Right. So that's why I think this is even worse now, is because he couldn't even make it 30 days. Like, he couldn't even make it to the first payment date on the restitution to not get arrested. I mean, that's the whole point of DPP. Don't get arrested and pay the restitution. So you couldn't pay the restitution because you've already been arrested. I mean, this is not better for you, Xavier. It's actually worse.
Sir, can I tell you something?
Well, I don't want you to talk about the case because I don't want you to
Not the case.
Okay, yes, sir.
It's the UA, the P thing. I did take it. I don't know why they're saying I declined it, because I did take it.
Mr. Wayne?
When we got the, I don't know the results, because when we got the paperwork, it listed as refused about when he came into detention, you know? And I did ask them to have him submit another one earlier. And
yeah.
Results for that.
Okay, well, we'll find out. So either way, I just, I got to protect the community.
Judge Kim?
Yes.
He was positive for THC today.
Okay, so you're positive for weed. So you're on DPP, you're running from the police, you're giving fake info, you're smoking pot, and you're implicated in other burglaries, like while you're on DPP. And this is all before your first payment was due. Yes, Nakoma?
I just confirmed with detention staff that he did not provide a UA. There was multiple attempts listed.
I did.
Okay, so Ms. Burns, you're saying that he tested positive, and the staff is currently saying he didn't submit.
I'm looking in JCMS right now. It was entered at 9:37 a.m. positive for THC by Julian Salmon.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Shaquela.
All right, thank you. That solves that.
There was a refusal, but he did provide one after that.
Eventually. Yeah, maybe I was hoping you'd worked out a system. If you give it one more day.
That's right, Judge.
Maybe. Okay. Try to drink plenty of water. All right, so Xavier, you understand where I'm at? Like, you've done nothing. So at this point, if I release you, I feel like you're just going to break the law again. So I'm going to have you detained.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, Montez. Oh, Xavier, one more thing. You were to have no contact with Anthony Lopez, all right? I know he's your cousin, but evidently y'all are allegedly partners in crime. So the last thing I want is you to act in concert, especially because one of the things that Anthony's accused of is ganging up on a 3-on-1 fight on somebody and jumping somebody, okay? So I don't need any of that kind of behavior from you. I will let you know if it turns out you and Anthony are commiserating at all, I'm gonna separate you two. I'm gonna keep Anthony downtown, and this is one of those cases, your case will be the fastest ever resolved since I've been judge. All right, I'm not going to tolerate that. Don't say hi to him. Don't even look at him. Okay? All right, thank you.
Hey, Judge.
Hiding under a table in a children's shoe. That's no way to live. There's no way to go through life, son. All right, Mr. Montez. Hi, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to make a decision whether to keep you in custody or to release you. By keep you in custody, the law says you have the right to remain. By keeping in custody, the law says you have a right to see a judge every 10 days. I'll let you know you have the right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. And you have a right to remain silent. But if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Hello, Mr. Adler. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Judge. I'm doing good, thank you.
Did you hear yesterday your kid tested positive?
I did. Thanks.
I mean,
I know.
You did your part. You know,
I did.
You convinced me to give him a chance.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is. All right. Okay. So, Mr. Montez, Blue Mound brought you in. You're on a 10-day hearing. You're level 1 outstanding, and you have been for 2 days. See, there was a suspicious vehicle parked on the roadway with the lights off. And so police located the car. The car had a warrant hit. The car was stopped. The driver was identified as Diamonic Montez. There's a front passenger and a rear passenger. Weed coming from the vehicle. They were told to come out. They searched the vehicle. They found a .38 with 4 rounds under the driver's seat. Blue backpack was located on the right passenger seat with 2 plastic bags tied with marijuana. A baggie, a glass jar, other paraphernalia. Montez said the gun and the backpack belonged to him. All right, Mom, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, we talked before, right?
Yes.
Okay, I remember, and I think I was asking you if you knew where the gun came, and you said you had no idea.
No.
I know I asked you the names of the other people, Albert Galvan and Zachary Martinez. Do you know those people?
Mm-hmm.
But that was your car though, right? Your Acura? No? Do you know whose car it was?
One of their kids, one of those kids' mom's car.
Has he ever run away from home before?
No.
I think I asked you, I don't remember, if him smoking pot, like how long has he been smoking weed?
That I know of, I think it started at the beginning of the year.
Beginning of what?
Beginning of this year.
Has he done a lot more of, Mom, I'm going out, I'll see you later?
He's a more indoor. I was surprised that he was even out because I checked on him that night at like 2:38 in the morning and he was there. And then out of a sudden I get woken up by the police at 4 something that they detained him.
Is he respectful to you?
Yes.
Ms. Rojas.
Yes.
Tell me why his detention level only got to 1.0 2 days ago.
Well, he got to level 1.0 on the 26th of June, and he maintained it till the 6th of July. He was not following instructions on that day, so they brought it down to 1 acceptable, and then he's worked himself up again to 1 outstanding.
So he never dropped to level 2?
No. And he doesn't have any other, there's no infractions, just
Okay.
besides that comment on the 6th of July.
What was the actual, what did they put there as infraction?
It was not an infraction. It's just indicating repeatedly not following instructions on July the 6th.
All right. All right. So do you mind? I have a question for you.
Sir.
Not following instructions, right? Seems kind of minor, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you understand how that interrupted like your behavior level?
Yes, sir.
Something that small, right? It may even would be considered a microaggression. You understand how that beats up, that kills the perfect record that you had here, right?
It was just talking though, like.
I understand. No, I get it, but do you understand how even just talking, which isn't normally a big deal, how that can interrupt what we expect of you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
You understand that those are kind of impulses or urges you just have to control. Like it can't be your way. You have to do it the right way. Okay? So my thing is, if I release you to your mom, can I expect you to be a level 1 no at home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understand that even if it's just like talking back or not following her instructions, those are the kinds of things that bother me if I release you to your mom. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Like you need to be the perfect kid while this case is pending. Is that something you can promise me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, don't tell me. I'm curious about the gun. Do I have to worry about you going out and getting another gun?
No, sir.
Do I have to worry about you going out and being caught with weed?
No, sir.
Okay. Do I have to worry about you going out and being picked up by Martinez and Galvan?
No, sir.
Okay. So you understand that I'm putting you on an electronic monitor. I'm going to release you to your mom, but we're going to keep a tight leash on you right now. That's because we don't know where the gun came from. And that gives me worry. Okay. And they'll be relaxed as time goes by, as long as you prove yourself that we can trust you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But you understand, if your mom calls Miss Rojas and says, you know what, Yamanik is causing problems. He's sneaking out. He's giving me attitude. He's not cleaning his room. He's not eating his Brussels sprouts, like anything, right? If she calls Maria and tells her that, you understand, I'll think about bringing you back here. Okay? Like for me, and the reason why, if it was just the weed, it's different. It's the fact that you had a gun that escalates things to a different level. Completely different ballgame. Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're walking a fine line, but make sure if you just listen to your mom, you're not going to have problems. It's really that simple. Just do what your mom says. You and I have no problems at all. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Elton Olive. Okay. All right, Mr. Olive, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You have been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case to see if I should release you or keep you in custody. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. Elton, you've been here for 10 days. This is the 15. Okay, so you're currently, is he discharged from probation or still on probation for the assault case?
He was discharged for the assault case last year, Your Honor. He's on PP in Hardin County for possession of marijuana.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right, so, this is the one with, I guess, with the mom. He was a porch pirate in Grapevine. And then victim saw the suspects. Multiple police officers came. They found two suspects hiding by the building. One of them fled on foot. He turned out to be Elton Olive. And so, consent given, found multiple stolen packages in a residence. Elton was spotted on the second floor of another building, and police went over there. Then when another police officer interrupted him, he sat down. He gave the name Jeremiah Hernandez. And then that adult companion actually had ammunition, but not a firearm. It was positive for weed. You were saying notes? Can you?
Sure. Just so you remember which one it is.
Yeah. Okay, so he's level 1A. So, Mr. Lewis, why is he only level 1A? Because I told him if he's level 1O and holds it for 4 days, I'd let him go.
Well, according to JCMS, they didn't document any infractions, but under actions regarding his level, in the last 24 hours, there's been some incident of threatening peer and negativity towards a peer, and that cost him his outstanding status.
So just peer-to-peer conflict?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any detail?
I do not, no, sir. There's no infraction detail in the system.
Because I remember the last time he was telling me he was making a legal determination of who his guardian was, right?
Guardian is Miss Kathleen Jones, who is zooming in from Hemp Hill, Texas. She should be on the screen.
Where's Miss Jones? Oh, there we are. Oh. All right, Elton. Well, this makes it's pretty simple, really. So I told you I don't mind releasing you, but you got to level 1O. You got to hold it for 4 days. So at this point, you're not level 1O.
Yeah.
You get to level 1O, hold it for 4 days. I don't mind letting you go.
Your Honor, when you told me that, I got to level 1O and I kept it for 7 straight days.
Okay. Where are we right now, though?
I'm a 1A.
All right. I mean, it is what it is. And this may not seem fair to you, Mr. Olive, but what I'm trying to impress upon you is what you will learn as you grow into an adult and about life is it's not necessarily about what you've done in the past, it's what are you doing now, right? Your past is your past. And so by the same token, just like I'm willing to overlook the fact that you're on supervision out of a different county and not really using that as a major factor in my decision on releasing you or keeping you, I'm looking at the present right now. It's that same type of perspective that I'm saying right now you're not level 1O, right? So if you're looking for credit for your past, then I'm probably going to hold your past against you as well. Do you see how that works? And this is actually a really good teaching moment, okay? And a good learning moment is for you to understand as you go forward in life is when you meet people and when people have to make decisions, they will look at the here and now. And that's going to be more influential than what you've done in the past. Okay? I need you to be in front of me when the here and now is you're doing everything right. Okay? That's the expectations that people will want, generally from each other in our society. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to show you right now is I'm looking at the here and now. And that is also why part of your thought, and I'm kind of talking to you as an adult because I can tell you're a little more mature than most kids that are in here, is I want you to understand that this is also why the small decisions that we make can have kind of like the amplified effect. It's kind of like the butterfly effect, right? Down the road, it can seem worse because you can't necessarily control the timing of the future. So, which is why a lot of times when negative things happen or frustrating things happen, I just learned to just kind of sit back and just let it flow because I don't want to react where then I get kind of punished for it later on. Does that make sense? And that's what we're looking at now. We're just looking at a consequence of a decision that you made a couple days ago. The timing was bad, but hopefully this is a kind of a life lesson for you. So we got to, yeah, Mr. Aniji, you're here. Yeah, I mean, we touch base with me. I just want him to hold it for 4 days. And then if it comes before me, I'll go ahead and release him.
Will do, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Caleb Reynolds.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I have several people on Zoom for Caleb. He is in the custody of the state. So I believe I have his caseworker, Ms. Grant, and then his guardian ad litem, and I believe a third person.
Okay. Mr. Reynolds, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days and have to make a decision whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, so what I'm curious about is his situation. So he's currently conservatorship of the state, is that correct?
Yes.
sir.
Okay. And you said there was his ad litem attorney for the CPS cases here.
Ms. Grant, can you provide that information?
Yes, his CPS attorney ad litem is on the call. His guardian ad litem was on the call, but I don't see him now. And
Who
his
are they?
mother is also on the call.
But do you have names for them?
Yes, his mother is April Radford and his attorney is Ronnie Harrison.
Yeah, and I'm present, Judge. Ronnie Harrison. I don't know why.
Ms. Radford. Ms. Radford, you need to be still. Please do not have a moving background. Radford, this is your last opportunity. Okay, Ms. Ronnie Hall, please turn off the microphone.
Since January of this year.
Done. And Ms. Radford, I need the camera to be still. This is still a court proceeding.
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right, so Ms. Grant, what is the status for this child?
Caleb is in the custody. We have DFPS has permanent managing conservatorship without termination of his mother's rights.
Okay. And so there's a final order then?
There is a final order, yes, sir.
And what's the date of that final order? Do you know what year?
I believe it's 2018.
Okay, so fairly recently. Okay, so he's currently then, is he in placement? Is he with foster? Is he?
He was in an RTC in Greenville.
Okay. So, I don't want. All right, give me a moment. Okay. Thank you for your patience. So currently, Mr. Reynolds is in conservatorship of the department. And so who is the guardian ad litem, Ms. Green?
The guardian ad litem is Rodney Jones.
Rodney Jones.
He was on earlier, but I don't see him on right now.
Okay. Is it an attorney guardian ad litem? Is it a CASA? Is it?
It's a guardian ad litem. He's like his attorney ad litem for CPS is Ronnie Harrison.
Correct.
And then guardian ad litem, he is an attorney, but he is not Caleb's attorney. He's just a guardian ad litem.
Just a guardian ad litem. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay, Caleb, I already told you what your rights are. So you're currently a runaway out of Hunt County. So North Richland Hills, let's see, at about 1 o'clock in the morning, they were dispatched for a burglary in progress, saying a suspect stuck in complainant's vehicle. Oh, I guess he was in the car. The car got locked. The suspect is breaking out the window to get out of the vehicle, now on foot running. And the suspect in a black hatchback dented the door with a gun. On arrival, they made contact. Who advised he was informed by witness there was somebody inside this vehicle. Came out of the home to see for himself and saw a white male wearing a black and white sweatshirt, later identified as Caleb Reynolds. Informed Caleb he was calling 911. There was a second male inside a black hatchback, 2 to 3 parking spots away, where he was located, pointing a light and dark-colored handgun at him and advised victim not to move. The male trapped inside the car was banging on the window, trying to get out, was able to get out running southbound. The black car sped southbound on Ice House also. So North Richland Hills Patrol found the suspect vehicle, took 2 people into custody, and the victim and the witness were taken for a lineup. They identified Caleb as the person inside the vehicle. He provided the fake name of Austin Tomlin while being arrested. The companion was also arrested for burglary of a motor vehicle. All right, well, at this point, Mr. Reynolds, here's my concern, is you have a history of runaway. So one of my concerns is if I let you go, that you will show up for court. I don't know if you're gonna show up for court. Also want to let you know that there was a gun involved in this case. I want to let you know that I take situations with children and guns with the highest level of seriousness. I really just don't tolerate that. That's my biggest concern. So I have great hesitation about releasing children that are in possession or using weapons or firearms in the commission of an offense, which it appears in this case it was. So I'm going to go ahead and order you detained. All right, thank you. Ms. Grant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're with the department in Hunt County, I guess?
I'm in Harris County. His legal case is out of Harris County.
Okay, so if you want to let the judge know or the attorney for the department, okay, in Harris County, since there's a split case between juvenile under Title III and Title V of the family codes, I am willing to transfer this case to Harris County if the judge there feels like they can more comprehensively address the issues of this child. Okay, I'm not opposed to that one. So you may want to talk to y'all's attorney and present that and see if, instead of her hearing and make a decision with the judge to decide whether they're requesting that or not, they can contact me directly. I have no problem doing. I'm not gonna say I have no problem. I'm saying I'm not fighting it at this point because I don't see a reason to fight it, because I understand a lot of times with kids in these situations with a juvenile case and a CPS case, it's a lot better for the child for one court to handle it rather than 2 courts. So, but that judge, just tell them to feel free to call me.
Okay.
Okay?
I
All right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ms. Rodriguez, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child is brought to a detention facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days and have to make a decision whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you in custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days thereafter. I'll let you know you have the right to remain silent, but if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. Finally, you have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you. All right, so Ms. Rodriguez, you're 15 years old. I guess your interaction with this department started when you were, well, 11 years old with a possession of marijuana, which you got supervisory caution for. While that case is pending, you picked up a possession of marijuana in a drug-free zone, but at that point you were 12 years old. And then while that case is pending, 5 months later, you pick up a criminal trespass, but at that point you're 13 years old. All right, so then in March of this year, there were several juveniles breaking into cars, using garage door openers from the cars to get into garages. And then you were a passenger in a stolen car that evaded officers. Then you ran from the police. At the time you were in possession of alprazolam and marijuana. We release you with an electronic monitor and to have no contact. You successfully completed the electronic monitor terms. So those cases are pending. So but that was a possession of marijuana, possession of the Xanax, burglary by habitation, theft of property of $30,000 to $150,000, engage in organized crime, evading arrest, burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a vehicle. So you're out with all those cases pending. Now at yesterday, about 4:15, oh, this is the one in the mall where the three people, they had the bolo, they had the hit. Police lit them up, all three kids ran. So.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I could talk?
Before you talk, I don't want to talk about your offense, and the reason why is you have an attorney, Mr. Hall, here, and I don't want you to put yourself on a spot. Okay, see the guy with the turkey behind him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your attorney, all right? So he needs to represent you and fight for you. The thing is, let's say you come here and tell me a whole bunch of stuff, and you admit to robbing banks in Kansas and stuff like that. Well, now you got more charges. Now you made Mr. Hall's job harder, right? So don't talk to me about the offenses that you're here for, because like I said, I don't want you to put yourself in a spot. Okay. This is not about whether you did or not. This is about whether I can release you or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Hall, I'm correct in everything I said?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. So.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Is my mom here?
I think she is. It says you're wearing the mask. I think that's your mom. You're waving?
I can't see her.
You can't see her waving at you?
No.
Mom, can you say something? So
Right here, Isaac.
now do you see her?
Yes.
Okay.
Mask on.
So let's see. Came out of the car, went into the Chrysler 300 with large rims and silver mirrors. Let's see. And then when they approached the car, two people ran, including Isaac Rodriguez. Once they gave chase, the ones in custody, Isaac said, they said they were going to kill me if I didn't do it. In the right pocket was a Ziploc baggie with a green leafy substance, which appeared to be marijuana. While in cuffs, Isaac tried to run again. He wouldn't identify himself and acted like he was having a seizure. They took him to the North Hills Hospital and was medically cleared. They seized a bandana and shoes he was wearing for the robbery investigation. He identified himself and said he had a warrant out of Fort Worth for larceny. So he was referred in custody for evading arrest and possession of marijuana. And he's a suspect as a string of robberies and carjackings throughout Hearst, Haltom City, and Fort Worth over the past week.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Do you know why they took my shoes?
Yeah, because they're saying that they think it's evidence in the robberies. They're thinking that you're tied in with some other robberies and carjackings.
Yes.
So it seems like they thought there was evidence in those. So you may have more cases coming down. You may also have an escape charge coming in. I don't know. Once they put you in cuffs, you can try and run. If it's true, then that can be an escape charge, a felony offense.
Yes, sir.
You may have more charges coming down. I'm not looking at those right now.
I still got court coming up, right, Your Honor?
Oh, you'll have court. You'll have a trial. You know, if you want a trial, you can have a trial. So, but that's not what we're here today about. Today is just simply about whether I can release you or not.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, Isaac, here's my concern. All right, you have all these pending cases. You have marijuana, Xanax, the stolen car, the burglary of a habitation, engaged in organized crime, evading arrest, burglary of a vehicle, burglary of a habitation. So you're gonna get 9 pending cases, and then while you're out with these cases going on, now you're running from the cops and I think you gave a fake name. So
they said I gave them a fake name?
No, actually the other ones did. So you were just there for evading arrest and possession of marijuana, right? Yeah. So, you know, if I release you, I expect you to follow law. That's part of the deal that we have, right? As long as you don't break the law, then you get to stay out. But it looks like that you broke the law again by trying to run from the police, right? So I just think it's a danger to yourself at this point to release you because there's so much going on and you're not slowing down. Mom, I don't know what's going on at home. You know, I'm pretty sure you're trying to do what you can, the best that you can.
Your Honor?
Yes.
The reason why it was because
hold on. When you start to say the reason why, then you might be going into some of the things that happened, which then kind of hurts your attorney, right? I don't want you to hurt your attorney. Don't make his job harder. Like, he's a good attorney, right? But he's trying to help you. If you're fighting him and making his job harder, it's like he's trying to dig you out of a hole and you're putting dirt back in the hole as he's digging. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ray has enough clients that do that for him. Is that right, Ray?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, Isaac, at this point, I'm keeping you because, you know, it looks bad that you have all these pending cases and you pick up some new cases. Like, you're supposed to be doing everything perfect. And
I've been doing. I was supposed to the mentor that you gave me.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get a job today at 12 o'clock in the evening at Brahms.
Come on, man. So you're like almost, I mean, you finished the EM fine. You started the community-based detention with a mentor. Like, he's getting you employment. I mean, it seems like they're doing, like, Isaac, you know what this looks like? And I don't know anything about your case, but just what it looks like to me, it looks like you have all these people surrounding you in your life that are trying to push you in the right direction, and you keep on insisting you go in the opposite direction. That's just what it looks like for me. But that's me too. Like, I'm trying to help push you in the right direction. I'm the one that put you on the EM. I'm the one that gave you the community-based detention. I know your mom's trying the best we can, but we're all trying to kind of show you the right path, and you want to take a left when you can take a right. Right? That's just what it looks like right now. We'll see when you actually have your trial. But I just want you to know, maybe there's a certain point where maybe your way is not the best way, right? Maybe the decisions that you're making aren't the best decisions. Just something to think about, something to reflect on while you're here, okay?
So I can't be, so when you release me, I get released on the monitor again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if. So it's not a when. Because here's the thing is you've got to hold up your end of you've got to work here to make sure your behavior level's right, okay? You've got to prove to me that you can follow the rules and then you earn your chance again. But that's what life is. You've got to prove on a day-to-day basis that you can make the right decisions. You got to prove to your mom. You got to prove to everyone around you. If you have a job, prove to your boss. Like, everyone around you, you can only violate somebody's trust so many times before they give up on you. And that's even your mom. As much as your mom loves you, one day she will say, I can't keep up with Isaac. I have to give up on him. Because she can't ruin her life trying to help yours when you don't want her help. Okay? So don't think she has to be there. She doesn't. Right? One thing I also want to let you know is the two people you arrest with, Anthony and Xavier Lopez, right? You cannot affiliate with them. I don't even want you looking at them back there.
Yes,
if
sir.
you do, you will find that you will have a very quick trial and your case will be done. Okay? And it may
Yes,
not
sir.
end up in the best way for you. All
Yes,
right?
sir.
So I need to make sure that you're not associating with these people that you got arrested with.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
All right, thank you.
So, Your Honor, Your Honor,
Yes.
So like when my next hearing comes and I'm on level 1-0.
So here's the thing, right? What you have to understand, Isaac. So when I let you go, right, there was supposed to be an understanding that you're not going to make me look bad. You're not
Yes,
going
sir.
to embarrass me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not really embarrassed. Like, you know, kids do this. You're not the first kid to do this. But we have a deal. Like, I let you go while the case is pending, but the deal is you can't break the law. So now the next time this comes up, you burn me once. How many times should I let a kid burn me before I just give up? Right?
Yes,
Now, honestly, you don't deserve even one chance. Right? In life, nobody in life deserves a second chance. We get second chances because there are always people who are good to us. As general, most people in the world are good to us. So most of us get second chances, but that doesn't mean we deserve it. We deserve one chance. And that first screw up, at that point, there's consequences, right? So now you had your first chance where you got brought in March. You got your second chance when we let you out on EM. Now you're here again. So now you're asking me for a third chance, right?
Yes.
So everyone doesn't get everyone doesn't get an automatic one screw up in life. That's not the way it is. You're supposed to do the right thing. That first screw up is a screw up. So now you're asking me for a third chance to screw up and come back here. So I got to think about that and say, hey, what point do I feel comfortable that Isaac isn't going to screw up again? And I'm not going to make that decision based here and now. I'm going to see how you do back there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So what you got to think of, the question's not answered. I don't even know what the question is at this point. I don't know what it would take, how far we have to go. I have to be confident, though, that if I let you go, you're not going to be associating with other people that are looking at investigation for carjackings and robberies. I got to be comfortable you're not going to run from the cops again. I got to be comfortable you're not smoking weed while you have a case going on, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so do the right thing back there. Start doing the right thing, and I see it. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I see it when a kid's starting to change, right?
Yes, sir.
You can't fake it. You got to make real change, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too, baby.
So at this point, this hearing in compliance with Article 1, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution, the courtroom is closed. However, in order to comply with the Constitution, we have been broadcasting this proceeding on YouTube for the public to see what proceedings occur in this court. However, according to Texas Family Code, Chapter 54, when a child is under 14 years of age, the court shall close the hearing to the public unless the court finds the interest of the child or the interest of the public would be better served by opening the hearing to the public. And so since there is no such reason at this point, I am now closing this proceeding, complying with the Texas Family Code